first few steps on the Ouachita Trail. Almost seemed like a dream. So much preparation and work has gone into this. And here we go. Blue blazing, baby. About 2.5 miles into the hike so far. There's been some pretty trail so far. A lot of it's straight climbing, but get you warmed up real quick. I'm actually coming up on a scenic view, Potato Hills, right up here. All right, here it is. As you can see, it's real misty and foggy this morning. The cold front is coming in. Somewhere out there is an incredible scene. It still looks incredible, but even more so on a Bluebird day. But hey, not in the cards for the weather right now. So back to the trail. So as I'm out here at the Potato Hills, these guys are here to work. And here's my man, Todd Shelley. He's the one that sent me the shirt that just saw my other video. So all the way from Kilgore, Texas. Yep, the home of my wife. So there's Todd. Those guys are going to do some trail maintenance this weekend. So thankful for friends of the Ouachita Trail and these crews out here working so we can hike it. I was hoping to run into those guys. They're the heroes of this trail, the ones that clear trees that get fallen and just keep it clean. Wouldn't be able to do it without those guys. So from the bottom of my heart, friends of the Ouachita Trail, everybody that comes out here to do the trail, work on the trail, you guys are awesome. A little over halfway through today's hike. Doing good, making some good time. Mile marker 5. I'm gonna find a place here in a second to stop and eat a snack, drink a little bit of water, and then just ease my way the final 4 miles and some change to get to the rock garden shelter. It's been a great first day on the trail. This morning's hike has been spectacular. We've got about an hour and 45 minutes till noon. So we'll see where we're at here in a couple hours. All right, just saw a couple guys that are with Foot doing trail maintenance. Just awesome to stop and talk to those guys and tell them thank you for all the hard work that they're doing. And so I'm excited that they've done maintenance all the way up to me, a couple miles up. So I'll be walking on a pretty well maintained trail. So it's been good so far, but it's gonna be even better now that those guys have done some work. My first little road crossing here. And I'm about 2 miles away from Dead Man's Gap and 3.5 away from my shelter for the night. Well, I saw my first hiker since I've been on the trail. About 7 miles in and met this lady. She's a Okie from Muskogee. She stayed last night at the shelter that I'm stopping at, but she developed some pretty bad blisters, and so she's turning around. And so I hate that for her, but hopefully she gets back to the trailhead and makes it back to Muskogee okay. All right, my first ever trail magic. I'm about to see what all's in here. Nestle Pure Life Active Water with potassium. This is orange. I see lemon and blackberry. Man, thank you guys so much. I think I'm about to slam a blackberry. Coming up here to another road crossing. Gives us a little walkway. I am only just a short little bit from my shelter. Dead Man's Gap coming up. Well, I have 1 mile until I reach the shelter, and I am going to just chill, walk at a snail's pace. Almost just kind of use this as a cool down. Make sure I don't do anything stupid, get hurt. I'm walking through all these rocky areas that are a little bit tougher on the feet, and so I'm going to make my way to the shelter slowly, try to beat this rain that is headed my way. So I'm walking up on the shelter. It is 12:30. Didn't expect to get here this early. So I'm going to sit down, take my pack off, lay flat for just a second. Then I'm gonna kind of decide on whether or not I want to try to go any further. So I may just chill here, take it easy. Got a long day tomorrow. All right, so I started looking at gut hooks, and if I were to try to go on a little bit further than this, I'd end up having to walk about 7 miles, and that's not going to happen because the toughest part of the trail is coming up. So I'm just going to chill here. Got a long time. I'm about to eat lunch and just hang out and enjoy the night. So boiling a little bit of water to put in my Mountain House sweet and sour pork. It's gonna be tasty. Well, I got all settled in, cooked some late lunch, early dinner, made some coffee, mixed that with some peanut butter, which was actually really good, and let my clothes from earlier kind of dry out. And now I'm just gonna kind of hang out. Sunset is about 6:30, and so I'm gonna wait till about sundown and go to sleep. Try to get up early and get an early move tomorrow. All right, it's the next morning. Slept pretty good, slept a long time. Went to bed about 7:30 and probably fell asleep about 9:30, 10 o'clock. But the wind was crazy last night. And so the wind died down around 10:30, and that's when I fell asleep. I've been up for about an hour and a half, and so I had to hit the trail this morning. I'm going to stop about 7.5 miles at a shelter and eat lunch. So let's go. 2 miles in to the morning, and what everybody says about this section is definitely turning out to be true. It's more than likely the most difficult part of the entire trail. There's also not a ton of water, and so stopped here at this nice little flowing creek, refilled my water. Now I got a full 5-liter water carry. I'm sure the next little bit of this trail will be like it has been the first 2 miles, just a bunch of rock hopping and all uphill. All right, ran into my first hikers of the day, and then ran into Todd again, along with a few guys doing some trail maintenance. I'll stop and just a little over a mile and eat lunch. It's been a good day so far. That picture right there pretty much sums up this section of the trail. Rocky. All right, here I am at Holston Valley Shelter, a little bit before 11 o'clock today, and I'm gonna chill for about 45 minutes or so, eat some lunch, and then I got about 7 more miles before Winding Stair Shelter. Holston Valley Vista. Pretty, but I know it'd be a lot prettier if the sky was clear. As you probably noticed, I have a few more clothes on than I did before I stopped for lunch. I sat down, ate some lasagna, but it turned off cold. So I know I'll warm up once I get going on the trail some more, but I had to put on some more layers. 7.5 miles to go. All right, let's see what we're coming up on here. Mile 21. Only 2 more miles in the 200s. Well, after what was a long day, I finally made it to Winding Stair Shelter. So if you've ever heard of the infamous climb to Winding Stair Shelter, and if they mention it being awful, then they're right. It was pretty bad, but I'm glad to be here. My man Austin was here, got a friend I just met from Dallas. We've been chatting, both just got through eating some grub. I had Mountain House mac and cheese, which is outstanding. So I'm recharging some of my stuff, getting set up in the shelter. Today was a long day. The trail after Horse Thief Springs was pretty good. It was a well-maintained and pretty flat stretch. And then you come into Winding Stair Campground, but then the walk up here was awful, but a perfect cap to today. And so we're gonna hang out. We may build a fire, get to sleep when it gets dark, and I'll be heading down the trail tomorrow. Austin goes back to Dallas. Just getting started this morning. Decided to just kind of hang around the camp for a little bit, or the shelter for a little bit, and just kind of relax. Today's going to kind of be an easier day than yesterday, and only have 9 miles to go, and so I'm just going to take it easy so I don't get to camp so early like I did the first night. So hanging with Austin last night was cool. We had a really good conversation. Seems like a really nice guy from the Dallas area, and so I am going to ease my way towards Pashubi. Should be there in about 4.5 hours. Let's go. 99% of the time that I've been on the trail, it's been misty and foggy, and you haven't been able to see a lot of these beautiful overlooks until this morning. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. That's good. That's good. Happy Sunday. Well, I am about 2.5 miles in for the day. Saw my first hikers of the day. One thing I'll say is everybody that I've met the last two-ish days have been just exceptional people. Those 2 guys stopped. They're actually coming from Wilhelmina and hiking to Winding Stairs, which is where I was at yesterday. So they were telling me about the trail, and Austin last night was, I think the Lord knew I needed someone that could give me some good conversation after the day yesterday. All the trail maintenance guys from Foot, Friends of the Ouachita Trail, all those guys and gals have just been just awesome. And so it's cool whenever you're going through tough days like yesterday, just to have those little pick-me-ups. So The Lord always seems to know what you need right when you need it. So I only have about 4 more miles to go today. And so I was walking right up there, kind of going along the edge of that ridge, and I saw this creek down here. So I decided to come and, for the first time that I've been on the trail, actually filter water instead of refilling through water caches and Trail Magic from Trail Angels. So looked like a perfect place to grab some water. I went ahead and sat down for a little bit, had a little bit of a snack. Now I'm about to get back on and just keep moving towards the shelter. I should be there probably in, I don't know, an hour and a half, a little bit over that. So it's been good. Just what the doctor ordered after yesterday. Nice, easy day today. So I'm coming up on the Winding Stair, Big Cedar Trailhead. All right, so I'm gonna cross the road here and get back on the trail on the other side. This is some pretty trail. I've heard it's a lot of people that through hike its favorite section. It is beautiful. So I have 3 miles to camp. Well, I mentioned earlier just how great a trip it's been. Just people seemed, just the Lord looking out for me, people looking out for me. And then I see my man, Todd Shelley, right where I just showed you guys I was. I heard him honking at me and he brought me a turkey and cheese wrap. So I'm gonna eat this. Got about 3 miles to camp. So I wanna get there early and get a chance to rest the feet. What an incredible guy. Todd has his own YouTube channel. It's called Todd with 2 D's, Todd versus Todd. And so he's got a cool YouTube channel. Give him a little shout out. Go check him out. He needs some followers. So follow him, subscribe, and watch some of his content. So man, that dude was a blessing these last couple days. It's almost like he was looking out for me a little bit. So that turkey wrap was very nice. All right, I got about a mile to camp for the night to the Pashubi shelter. And so I'm gonna just kind of take this last mile, use as a cool down, try to make sure I can get into the camp as fresh as possible, get in and change clothes, let these clothes dry out, and get set up for dinner here in a few hours and get to bed early, because I'm gonna try to start early tomorrow. It's been a beautiful day in the woods. Cleared up a little bit today, still pretty gray looking outside, but all in all, been a beautiful day. All right, walking up on the shelter now after just a little over 9 miles today. Great day to get my legs back under me. I'm gonna get some good rest tonight and got a long day tomorrow. Peep this out. There's an ice chest in here. Let's see what's in it. Empty water jugs, some trash, and Bud Light. Unfortunately, there was some water in these, but no more. Unfortunately for me, Bud Light is not my drink of choice, so I will have to just stick to what I got. So what is on the menu for tonight? Well, I just had some sun-dried tomato basil tuna, just a snack, about 100 calories. Main course tonight, chili mac with beef, I'm gonna eat that here in a couple hours. And then snack, just some Nature Valley snack mix. So good amount of calories for my hike for today to help me recover. And then tomorrow, the plan is to pump a lot of calories early so I can get to the Arkansas state line tomorrow at a pretty good time. So I'm gonna hang around camp and get things set up over in the corner with my ground sheet, my sleeping pad, my sleeping bag here in the next few hours. And then as soon as the sun starts going down, I'm going down. I'm just finishing getting my stuff packed up and ready to go, and put my pack cover on for the first time this trip. You may be able to hear, but it's raining, and it's gonna rain most of the day. So I'm gonna have to earn my destination today. So I'm gonna pack this stuff up and hit the trail. Saying goodbye to Bashubi Shelter. Got about 17 miles today. About 13 to the state line. Walking to Arkansas, folks. I knew coming into today, looking at the weather forecast, that this was going to be a day where I was going to have to earn it. And 3 miles in, that's exactly what I'm having to do. It is not the hardest trail in the world, but being wet and cold makes it just that much tougher. But hey, got a lot of motivation, a lot of things I'm walking towards and for, so I'll be all right. I'm hoping that this rain will slack off after a while so I can dry up a little bit. I just spent the last half hour walking up this mountain, and I don't know if it's because of the rain and how cold it is, but man, that seemed like the toughest climb of the trail so far. But I'm at the top now, baby, so I guess it's all downhill from here until it's uphill again. Ooh, so got about just under 7 miles to the state line, 7.2 to the shelter. So making good time. It's been a tough trail so far this morning, but I've been going downhill or flat for the better portion of the last mile and a half, 2 miles. So that's been nice. But the conditions are suspect this morning, but I'm trying to just enjoy it. Know I'm lucky to be out here, so I'm going to just try to make the best of it. And each mile is just a silver lining. Each step closer to my destination for the day. So even though it's raining, it still is beautiful. Now, I had all these plans to get these cool shots of the trail. And not saying that the trail's not awesome. Last few days I've enjoyed being on the trail, but a lot of the spectacular views that make this trail what it is, just haven't been able to see them. In a day like today, when it's just pouring down rain and it's just dreary, honestly, all I want to do is get done today. So you may not see a ton between here and the state line unless I just see something spectacular. River's a little low. I'm going to try to find a place to safely cross without completely submerging my feet. There's a couple spots back there that would be sketchy if the river was up, but made it safely across. Got a few more crossings and about 5 miles to the state line. Just made it over Another water crossing. Look at that beautiful water. If it were hot outside, this would be a good place to take a dip. Just a few miles before the state line. All right, there is not anything that commemorates coming into Arkansas right back there, and I'm unsatisfied with that. So I came out to the road, and I'm gonna come to the state sign. Arkansas, baby! Woo! I'm here, folks. All right, I'm here at the state line shelter. I'm gonna take this pack off for a little bit, refill my water, eat a little bit, and decide on whether I want to walk out in this mess anymore today. Yeah, today's a tough day. You know, once you climb the mountain and come down, you spend a lot of time in the Kiamichi river bottoms, that river valley, and you can make up a lot of time there. You can walk pretty fast, but you got to cross the river quite a few times. If the river's high, then that makes things interesting. Luckily, I was able to rock hop a lot of things, and then you kind of get spoiled with that flat land. But then there's a tough climb to get to the state line. But that rough trail and all those things is worth it once you see that state of Arkansas sign and get to that shelter. So if you're wondering whether or not I was going to stay at that shelter or keep going, crazy not to think that I'm going to go to where I can get hot food and get a warm place to stay. This bridge looks a little sketchy. Oh, I gotta cross over. I'm going to see the Queen, baby. Whoa, it has been a long day, but it is well worth it to be here at the Q-Dub Queen Wilhelmina State Park and Lodge. Oh, I cannot wait to take these wet clothes off and to take a hot shower and to eat something hot. Can't wait. I'm so blessed, so glad to be here. There she is. All right, well, I got checked in, got a quick shower. Gonna go wash all my nasty clothes and gear here in a second in the shower. They got a blow dryer, so that'll come in clutch. Went down front and bought some caffeinated beverages and ordered a double bacon cheeseburger. Now that right there made a 20-mile day worth it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I just took my second shower of the day, washed all of my filthy clothes and shoes. I'm gonna let those dry out, and now I'm going to go eat the buffet. I'm gonna scare some folks because the only thing that I have to wear is my base layers. The only thing that I have that's not nasty, dirty, or wet, so oh well. Sad day, no buffet. But I did get a big old club sandwich to go. Got to go munch on this and watch some football, baby. Today has been a day of relaxation. Had 3 square meals and have been trying to dry out all my stuff from getting soaked yesterday. So the rest of the night is just gonna be spent getting everything packed back up. I got my resupply box, gonna resupply my food, refill my water bags. I'm gonna wake up normal time in the morning, eat a good breakfast, and then get started. Tomorrow's supposed to be another cold and rainy day, so that's exciting. So the plan for tomorrow is I'll start here at Queen Wilhelmina, and I will get on the trail, hike 18 miles to Foreign Gap Shelter. I'll stay at Foreign Gap Shelter on night 6. And then the next day, I go 21 miles to Brushy Creek Shelter. Can't show you that on the map because that map is actually in my next resupply box. I'll go to Brushy Creek Shelter, and then the next day, I'll hike about 18 more miles to Suck Mountain Shelter. So that shelter is at the top of Suck Mountain, and they call it Suck Mountain because, as you guessed it, it sucks to climb it. And I'll stay up there. And then Saturday morning, Halloween day, I'll get up early, hike about 13 or so miles to the Highway 27 trailhead to meet Lori from Bluebell Cafe there in Story. She'll pick me up, carry me into the country store where I will get to eat one of the world famous Bluebell bacon cheeseburgers. And then I'm gonna go that night and stay at the fishing village at a cabin there. Be able to dry things out. In my resupply box, I'll actually have a change of clothes there. So I'm excited about getting some fresh clothes. Well, today has been a strange day. I was supposed to be back on the trail probably around this time, getting to my shelter for the night. And I am still here at the lodge because the weather has been horrendous the last few days. And you can see outside right now, it's actually the clearest it's been the last 2 days. There's supposed to be a little bit more rain coming in this afternoon. And then after in the morning, it's supposed to kind of clear up. And so I just couldn't risk spending 2 days wet and cold, all my stuff getting drenched. Not sure what that would have done to me, and it's just too great a risk to take. So I just decided to take an extra day. I didn't want to, but it was the necessary call. I'll be able to get back on the trail tomorrow. I'll be able to make up the lost time that I made today, putting in some more miles towards the back end of the hike when it gets a little bit flatter near Lake Maumelle. So I'm still set to finish November the 7th. So, and actually here in just a little bit, the news station, Channel 4 here in Arkansas and Channel 16 are gonna run a story on the hike that we're doing to raise money for foster care here in Arkansas. So I'll show you guys a little bit of that in just a sec.
A 3-mile hike to raise awareness and funds for foster children in Arkansas. He's on day 4 of a 14-day trek on the Ouachita National Recreation Trail, and he'll wind up at Pinnacle Mountain. This is a walk of faith and the heart for Woodall. He says he wants to play a small part in giving back to the Baptist home in Monticello, a ministry that has blessed his hometown and the state for many years, and help pave the way for the kids of Arkansas to find healthy homes. You can follow Woodall's hike on Instagram. The handle is Hiking for Homes. We'll be right back.
Well, it made the 10 o'clock news. Pretty cool. Now it's time to go to sleep. Better weather forecasted for tomorrow, so we'll be back on the trail.